Hey pilot, Skip here. Got the F-117 Nighthawk Stealth. I put this together about a year and a half ago. I think I did a slideshow on it on my channel, but I never really got into the build of it or anything, or anything. I didn't really finish the job either. And it's got some stuff that needs to be done. But it wasn't bad for like my first actual kit build, you know, where it was just, I mean, even down to the styrofoam pieces, everything, the whole body had to be put together. So it was my first, and it came out pretty cool. I thought maybe you guys would like to take a look at it. And it's got a real bad sound problem. One of my viewers out there, D4ES Fun or something like that, sent a comment that I needed a good balancer. Well, he was right, and I've needed a good balancer for a long time. All I've had is one of those little tiny magnetic jobs. So I went out and I got myself a Dubro balancer, and man, I'm sorry I hadn't gotten one of these sooner. Honest to God, guys, these are just the cat's meow. The EDF fans are particularly hard to balance, especially with those little ones. The bigger, bigger planes and stuff like that are not too big, because even they were too big for that, obviously. But I could get a decent balance on some of the propeller blades with that thing, just for planes. But when it came to the EDF fans, they need to be a little bit more precise. This one really does the job, guys. Now I did the jet, the F-16, the first one, because it had that noise, and then I ran it. But then I ran it through with the balancer yesterday and did it again, and it sounds just night and day difference, a lot better. So today we're working on this one here. I had to get it out and I had to rebind it because we're using a different radio. But I got it pretty much figured out how I want to do the controls on it. I remember when I built it, I didn't do a standard, just a 3-channel. I didn't do a 3-channel. I wanted the 4-channel, and I wanted to be able to use the V-tails. So I put my own Metal Gear servos on the control surfaces, standard servos on the rest of the stuff. But let's fire it up here, and I'll give you guys a shot at what it looks like, what it sounds like, because I'm going to go ahead and do the Dubro balancing on it following this, and probably do it, maybe you guys get to see me do it, see how I balance the EDF fans, and then we'll see how it sounds like afterwards. Meantime, I can give you a look at it. I did some cool lighting on this one, so let's figure out what I did with the rest of the plug here. There we go. So let's see, before I fire it up, let's turn some of the lights on. And I mean some of the lights. And you'll get to see what I'm talking about. We've got a separate set of lights that I've got going in there. Kind of cool for the intake. And then on the rear of the plane, you see it's got the red glow. Now when I hook up the plane, fire up the plane, which I'm going to do right now, the rest of the lights will come on, and then there's more blinking lights in back there to actuate the thrust, to just kind of simulate a little bit without having a thrust-driven electronic device. Now there were a few other modifications that came with this model, this kit. The canopies, as you see, are just very, very flimsy plastic. I reinforced it a little bit by lining the inside with some Gorilla tape, not where you can see it, but I also put a little base in there with some magnets, and a magnet up in the front here I put. And now I put a magnet up here and 2 powerful magnets back here as well. And now, instead of this thing having to clip down, and it used to have like a little, it was supposed to be on a hinge and then come down and lock with a magnet. Well, it just didn't work out so well, and it's hard to get it in the right place. This one here, I can just let it pretty much fall right into place. And these magnets are so powerful right now that this thing will not fall off of there at the 3 points. But you get to see the lights on the sides and stuff, and we've got them lights underneath. Kind of neat. And then you'll get to see the pulsing simulated in the rear. And well, it looks like we dropped our bombs. I thought something opened up and down, but yeah, it's got a bomb drop. See, bomb drop doors dropped open. I dropped my bombs already on the table. I have to remember it does that. And then we've got our gears. Let's see our gear switch. These are pretty fast, guys. And then this is what it sounds like, and this is what we want to correct, because it can be a lot better. Remember now too, it's also got a oops. Let's see, it's got a 6-blade fan on it, and the fan, the motor and stuff that went in this came out of a Durafly Zephyr. I ordered it because I like the sound of the Zephyr. It sounds so different than this one. It doesn't do it justice, and it needs to be balanced, and it needs probably a 10-blade, maybe a 12-blade fan. But I put a 65 amp ESC in this one, so it'll handle whatever I want to give it. It's on 4S right now. See, that's part I can't say. Listen. Not real stealthy, is it, guys? I think you'll hear this thing coming a mile away. So we're going to balance the fan, balance the heck out of the fan. I'm going to do a time lapse on that, and then we'll come back and hear the difference, okay? So hold tight. Okay, one more time like this, guys. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you the controls and the... Now, I haven't done any expos or throws on them yet, so that's 100%. And then you see how the V-tail works. That's elevator, and then this would be V-tail rudder here. Okay. And again, a little look at the front, and then a little look at the back. And then here's the sound comparison. I'm going to put it side by side as soon as I get the other one done, or as soon as I do it. Alright guys, we just got this thing finished up, and I'm going to power it up now and see what she sounds like. Let's get the radio up. I'll move some of this. Went through a couple other blades. The blade that was on there was real cheap and flimsy too, just a real cheap plastic blade. I found a nicer blade that came off of one of the free wings, and I balanced that one up and put that on there. Let's grab the radio, see what we got here. I'm hoping it's going to be a whole lot better. The blade that was on it, even though as cheap as it was grossly out of balance. Okay. All right. I don't know if you guys noticed before, I didn't tell you about the cockpit too. I did a kind of a green cockpit back there. Looks kind of neat. Also aids in being able to see in the thing when you want to do something in here. Find your receiver, or go back in there if you have to find a wire. The light's on. There we go. But yeah, in the dark, looks pretty cool. Turn the lights back on here and we'll get a sound test on this one, huh? There we go. And 3, 2, 1. Still a little bit of low level. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get rid of that. I think there's definitely an improvement. It's not like a really nice fan setup and stuff. Like I say, maybe a you know, a 10 or 11 blade, maybe a 12 blade fan would be really nice. Metal housed unit, just a nice unit would be awesome in this thing. That would make it go like a whisper. With the way the throttle or the thrust and stuff is set up here, I think it would actually be kind of quiet, you know, with a decent fan. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thought you'd get a kick out of this, and Skip signing out. Have a nice weekend.